Chelsea may have hit the lowest point now this season after their loss to Manchester United with a 1-0 loss because this is back to back to back games where Chelsea have not scored. Out of 7 matches, we've only won one game, and that was against Port Vale, which, again, if you're thinking about it, this season could still get worse. We are currently right now fighting for champions, if not Europa League at this point, with another loss to United. But the fact is, there is a possibility that we could drop into the middle of the table and not have any European competition next year. And I do not know how the board would feel about that because obviously they are now looking at this club as a money making machine. Not having any European competition definitely is not going to produce any type of money, which could maybe be a beneficial factor for Chelsea fans next season. Because if that were the case, maybe, just maybe, they actually start investing into this club and start buying experienced players, which we have been lacking. The younger players have not been working out. We've been seeing it time and time again, and especially in big matches. Obviously, last weekend against Manchester City, no one showed up in that game when we lost 3-0. And even in this match, losing 1-0 to Manchester United at Stamford Bridge. Maybe it's a different thing. We're playing at Old Trafford, but the fact we're playing at the Bridge and yet we can't muster up at least one goal is quite comical. Now, yes, I understand we had some injuries. João Pedro being out, that was a big blow for us. Esteval obviously went out injured in the first half, another big blow for us. And then Cole Palmer just hasn't been himself all season long, which who knows if he's still dealing with the lingering injury to the groin. Who absolutely knows? Only he will know. But the fact being said, is that we are just in shambles when it comes to being threatening in front of goal. We can't seem to create great chances. We can't seem to finish those chances that we do have. And because of that, it puts so much pressure on our defense. Now, yes, you can easily put some blame on Liam Rosenior as of lately. Obviously, when he first came in, things did look quite well. But then since now, he's kind of taken over, put his tactics in, put his blueprint onto these players. Things have not looked great. They have not looked good at all. And now it's starting to raise questions on his tactics and possibly his future at this club because who knows, by the end of this season, it could be his last time at Chelsea and we could be bringing in another new manager with these owners, which, if that is the case, it's almost diabolical, it's comical, and yet this means that Chelsea will continue to plummet until they change and find things that are actually going to work for this club, and they are currently not doing that. Now, that being said, though, let's talk about the game a little bit here because there are a few things that I do think are some questionable things on Liam Rosenior's tactics because one of the big talking points here is the way we play corner kicks. Because if you're looking at our corner kick taking sets, it's again, I want to hit my head against a brick wall because we loft the ball in all the time, just lofting the ball in. Those balls need to be whipped in. The only time we whip the ball in is when we go near post and we try to have Cucurella flick the ball back post. The ball should just be whipped in no matter what point we're going to. Just take Arsenal, for example, and obviously there's other examples we can go for. Arsenal are just better at doing it. When Saka plays a ball or Declan Rice, they are constantly whipping the balls across into the box. They're not putting any loft on the ball. Anytime we do that, there's no chance that we're going to produce any type of power on those headers or make it difficult for the defense and the goalkeeper. We are losing out on multiple critical spots on set pieces in the corner kick area that we are not, again, taking advantage of. And then we'll play it short in those times. And when we do play it short, then sometimes we do whip it in. So again, that's okay. But the fact is, we are not doing what we should be doing to be more lethal on set pieces, especially corner kicks. And then the other big talking point is what's happening in the midfield as of lately. Like, if you watch this game, there was just so much open space in that midfield that we just could not do anything. We've seen this time and time again. When we dominate games, we dominate the midfield. Anytime we struggle in the midfield, we cannot do anything. And this game proved that again. And for some reason, we tried spreading out as much as we possibly could and not putting anyone in the middle of the pitch. Enzo Fernandez was once there in a while. Malagusto was there. But for the most part, if you go back and watch that game, there was just plenty of gaps. We were trying to stretch the pitch out for as much as we possibly could, trying to stretch United out. But really, United kept compressing it back in. And yes, I understand they're going back and forth tactic wise. But at some point, you need to change your tactics. And it just didn't happen in this match. And then again, just going off the last point we talked about, we didn't have players that we could even really bring into this game to change the tactics. So again, I'm not saying that's all Liam Rosenior's fault, but that being said, he still is picking and choosing who he's going to bring onto the pitch and play those tactics. So overall, It's a low point for Chelsea right now. And I do want to know, what do you guys think? Because I do not know where the club goes from here. I do not know if we're going to finish in the top five. Most likely not. We still could lift the trophy, though, with the FA Cup. I'm very hopeful for that, but who knows how that will play out. So if you enjoyed this content, I greatly appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next video.